afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
What a great crowd we have. I'm sure we'll have some more folks join us, so we'll try to scoot around as best we can with what chairs we have left. But thank you all very much for coming. This is my first town hall with Aston Gardens, so please be gentle.
Good luck.
Okay? Yes, I've been told. Good luck, Allie. Okay. Got me shaking in my boots a little bit. So just as a reminder for those of you maybe that I haven't met, but I'm sure you've already heard about me, but I am from Kentucky, so I do have a little bit of a southern drawl. If you don't understand something, raise your hand and I'll try to say it again or phone a friend to help me, okay? All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We got a lot of things to cover, and then everybody I'm sure is excited about a hurricane coming our way, right? Can't wait. Said nobody ever, right? So we'll go ahead and get started. So we're going to talk about, first and foremost, my replacement, right? We're going to remind everybody about a few things, talk about some things going on within the departments, talk a little bit about the upcoming hurricane headed our way, and go ahead and put it on your calendar. The next meeting for Town Hall is scheduled, Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the last Tuesday of the month. Okay. All right, at 3 p.m. And then this meeting is being recorded and will be replayed every Wednesday and Friday, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. for your alley pleasure. Okay? All right. So, everybody's always asking, Allie, are you staying? Or have they found someone? So, I just want to give an update. We are actively recruiting. We are talking to some final candidates. We haven't sealed the deal yet. We want to make sure that we get the best talent that we feel is going to make the best positive contribute to the community, okay? So we're still in the process. We want to make sure that we're doing our due diligence. We don't want to just make a fast hire to fill a position. We want to take our time and make sure we're doing the best for us and for the candidate, okay? So we will definitely keep you updated as we make those final decisions, okay? Next, just a friendly reminder, our flu vaccinations, tomorrow is the deadline to get your form turned in, okay? And Publix will be on site Friday, October 4th, to start administering that in the clubhouse library. That starts at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Okay? Okay, let's talk dining updates real quick. I think I've already been hearing, as I'm doing my dining table touches, that service is improving. We're continuing to recruit team members to help speed up the service process. Do want to give you a quick update on the orange juice and the orange shortage. This came out from our vendors. Brazil had a real tough time this year with their production and oranges, so we are going to see that being affected. So just to make you aware, Chef Lee is working on alternative options for us, but we may have a little bit of a challenge. It's nationwide, it's not just here in Florida, okay? Activities. Wanted to just let everyone know, due to the upcoming potential hurricane, we are going to postpone the putt-putt tournament. That will be October 5th at 9 a.m. I've already been hearing you guys are going to knock it out of the park and staff's going to lose again for another year, but we're going to keep trying, right? So we'll see. And then thank you to those that have already been contributing to the Employee Appreciation Fund. We do have a fund here to say thank you at the end of the year to our team members that work hard every day to help provide services. So you see the board out there, we continue to update that, and we do have a fund available if you would like to participate. So these are some upcoming things that are going to be coming up in October, the calendar, so make sure you're checking that out. Wednesdays, In October, we ask if you'd like to join us to wear pink for October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, okay? And the most exciting, I'm looking forward to everybody's Halloween costumes at the end of the month. Let's see who's gonna have the best costume, huh? All right, so please keep an eye out for those fun events coming in October. Transportation. So I wanted to just make sure everybody's aware that we are continuing to educate our team members and related to the safety protocols, traffic regulations, the stop signs. Slow, go slow. It's difficult to see sometimes those golf carts, so backing out slowly. Also, in here too, we're talking to the team members about the phone use while driving. It is important that our team members are paying attention, okay? And we ask that you continue to report the violators. I tried to locate a violator last week as I was leaving. Someone was zooming through the parking lot. I think it was a private duty, but I wasn't able to catch them in time, but I did catch the car and the license plate, and we're gonna be on the lookout so we can talk to them. But please continue to report the violators so that we can address it immediately. Housekeeping and maintenance updates. We would like to inform you the tree trimming project is complete. And perfect timing, right before Helen. We do have the, you guys saw the flags of pesticide. This came up at resident council. I just want to let you know, we talked to lawn care. It is a safe pesticide that's being used for pets and all of us in the environment. The fountain install is tentatively scheduled to be complete the first week of October. Yay. Thank you, Jim. We did have some minor repairs. You guys may have noticed some of the guys out there at the guardhouse. We just had some minor repairs that we needed to complete, and that has been finished. The trash along the fence. This was brought to my attention by resident council as well. So we did get that taken care of. We are monitoring it. We're talking to team members. We allegedly haven't seen anybody do it, but somebody's doing it. So we're talking with our team members as well. But maintenance is going to keep an eye on this and try to monitor and pick up weekly. As well as, I spoke with Maria, each building is on a cleaning schedule weekly for the trash rooms, the stairwell, and the hallways. So each building is on a cleaning schedule weekly. If there's any spills or major concerns, we would ask that you notify us right away. Okay. We are planning to start cleaning the awnings for the buildings beginning in October, after we get through this hurricane season here and the rain season slows down. And then we've already started cleaning some of the exterior signage. It's in progress. We have more to go, and that is on a schedule. The dog park. So let's talk about that real quick, because I'm a dog lover. I have 2 fur babies myself. Okay, so we do realize that it is, I don't know if it ever was because I haven't been here, but it's not the most senior friendly. It's on a little bit of a slope. They do mow weekly, but it is kind of difficult with the way it is sloping. We are looking at other options for a more senior friendly dog park in the future. Meanwhile, we're trying to see what we can do now, but I just wanted to reassure you that there was a hole out there that has been filled, okay? The benches have not been moved. There's still benches out there, and that it is on a weekly cut schedule, okay? But we are and recognize the dog park needs a little extra TLC, okay? So we're trying to see what options we have.
The dog needs some tender loving care.
It needs attention. That'll be better, right? Yes. Okay, let's talk about the hurricane real quick. So right now it's still a tropical storm, but they are anticipating it to be a hurricane in the upcoming next day or so. We do have an internal channel. For those of you that may be new to Aston Gardens, it is channel 9005. We would ask that over these next few days, we're gonna try to do daily updates for you, just to keep you abreast of anything that we may be changing here business-wise. So we'll be updating that over the next few days. If you plan to evacuate, if you could give a courtesy call to the concierge, just so we can have record of that, that would be helpful. If you're planning to shelter in place, it's recommended to have up to 7 days of food and water available in your apartment. And these are just some other friendly reminders. You know, we will direct in the event we need to shelter in the hallways due to winds. It looks like right now we're not gonna get the brunt of it, which is good for us, but it is going back up that panhandle again, and that's unfortunate for that area because they were hit not too long ago and still recovering from that. But it looks like we may be lucky this time, but just in case, if it does get severe enough, we will have team members on site in each building to assist and direct in the event we need to shelter in the hallways, common areas. If we lose power, please know that each building is not connected to a generator, so it is possible that you will lose power, you will lose air conditioning. The good news is we are on the hospital grid as a priority, so if the hospital loses power, we lose power, they would be a priority to get power back, which means we get power back, so that's a positive. Okay. And we just wanna make sure again, you're responsible for your own emergency supplies. Obviously, we will keep you updated, but if the rain and the winds become too severe, we would have to stop some services until it's safe for our team members to be out in the weather, okay? And then briefly, I just wanna go over some questions that came up at resident council. The first one here was about the covered parking spaces. So I just want to share that yes, we do allow our staff to park in the non-reserved spaces, which is where they are right now. In the event we have a resident that moves in and they need covered parking, then absolutely the staff would no longer park there and the resident would have that spot. So, but you will see some staff parked in covered parking where it's allowed. Security cameras. So we do have security cameras throughout the community. We are reviewing our current campus coverage and options of how we can add additional coverage with our current existing cameras. It is a big project, a big process, but it is something that we are reviewing. So I just wanted to make you aware of that, but we do have working security cameras that we do utilize to assist us from time to time. And then some of the residents were asking about a shred service. So we do not offer a shred service here on site, but there is a list of nearby shredding services available. And if you need a list of that, we can provide it to you at the front desk. So those were just a few things that came up from resident council. But I wanted to just also, if there's any other questions that we can talk about at this time, Bailey has a microphone and we can kind of go around and answer any questions you may have.
My wife and I are relatively new here. We've been here now for about 2.5 months. We have run into problems that's similar to many with water coming in through the windows, coming down the walls and onto the floor. We were told by Mark 4 months ago that the new roofs will be on by the end of the year. We know that that's impossible. What we'd like to know, number one, is there a contract? If there is a contract, when will it start and when will it finish?
Okay, so I would probably need to ask Jim to help answer that for the roofing concerns that they're having. Did you hear the question?
I really didn't hear all of it.
Okay.
Was it about roofing, new roofs?
No, he's saying that they've had some water intrusion from the roof leaks and they wanna know, according to Mark, there was supposed to be a new roof project potentially, but if there's a contract in place now.
And windows.
So your apartment number, I need to know which one that is, so I can come up and look and make sure that we have you on a list for that one.
We're
If there's, go ahead.
5105.
Okay.
The question I had is because I was told by Mark that this was 4 months ago, that the roofs would be finished by the end of the year. Well, obviously they haven't started yet. Is there a contract?
There is a project in Q4
They're waiting till after hurricane.
for the roofing, and we're waiting for after hurricane season to start that project.
You have a contract?
We,
It'll be started as
the
soon as.
project will be started after hurricane season, that's what we're waiting for. It's a Q4 project, and we're right in the process of taking bids for that now.
The home office already has done
Right.
that.
Yep.
Will all the buildings be done, or one every year, or how
All
long is that
roofs.
going to take?
All the roofs in the IL and AL buildings will be done this year.
What does that mean?
Assisted living and independent living, so the IL buildings and the assisted living building will have the new roof project starting in Q4.
May I ask you one more question, Jim?
Sure, yep.
What elevation are we at here?
Just at 12 feet.
Thank you.
He asked what elevation we are at, and it's 12 feet.
Hi, I'm Carolyn McGarrow, and I live in Building 2. The lawn in front of our building, even though it's rainy season, is very shabby. And it does not look well for Aston Gardens, and I'm wondering when it will be addressed.
Okay, good question. So we actually were just talking about this in the office beforehand. So right now we're doing a review of the whole campus because it's not just there. I rode around, I didn't drive the golf cart, although that does sound fun. But I rode around and we looked at a lot of areas that need some attention. So we are in the process of reviewing that with our landscaper to see what that looks like for cost and when we can start planning for that and budgeting for that and installing new sod. Okay, so it is on our list.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. There's one in the back.
Several months ago, they talked about cleaning the dryer vents. I want to know where we are in that. My friend and I were discussing that this morning. We're kind of worried. We don't know when the last time they were cleaned.
Okay. I don't know if that's a Jim or a Maria, Jim.
It's a gym. Start charging. Start charging. So we, 2 and 3 are done, the next building up is 4, which we're gonna try to get done in October.
So they're starting by building, they have completed building 2 and building 3 so far for the dryer vents, and they're teeing up for building 4 next month. Okay.
Next year.
So December, so it's coming.
Are we going to be informed ahead of time?
I'm sorry?
Are we going to be informed ahead of time, or they'll just walk in?
I'll let, Jim will explain the process when he get the mic back.
We will put a letter out first, and then, the day that we do that, there'll be either a security, team member with the company or a maintenance guy. That's if you're not home, so that we can get them in, so that we can get it cleaned and then get them out.
Also, any idea when my 2 windows are going to be replaced?
So we can have a discussion about that particularly after the meeting, okay, because that's specific to you, and we can talk about that after.
A couple of us, I think Mary Campbell and myself had indicated interest in getting our utility providers to clean up their cabinets, which are sadly distressed and rusted and so on. Has that gone anywhere?
We'll just give the mic right back to Jim, how about that?
So I have been in contact with FP&L, and they have been sent all the box numbers that we want painted, and I'm waiting for their reply. Surely somebody has a question about food or housekeeping. Help me out.
question is about the community app Unigest. I find that to be a very informative app. Unfortunately, it's not being updated. The weekly reports are not up, the videos from these meetings, and I wondered if you could see to have it updated each week.
Okay, I think Bailey,
Got it.
is that something that you take care of? Yes.
Yep.
So Bailey will be working on that, absolutely.
I would have talked to Billy.
Yeah, thank you for letting us know, absolutely.
I think it's underway, but, you are checking the signage around the community, and the worst of the signs is the stop sign. As you come in, it's so outdated, it needs to be up in front.
Yes, so the cleaning of the signage is already in progress. We started a little bit over here in the Livingston area, on the Livingston side, and we're working our way across, but yes, we've talked about the stop signs as well.
Which stop sign is it? Cause we just
About-
replaced a bunch of them.
Which one?
The first one you get to.
Which entrance?
Which entrance?
It needs bright red. and
Which
it's
entrance?
very faded.
The Livingston entrance?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Livingston entrance.
We just replaced it. Just replaced it.
The stop sign
Yes.
at Livingston coming in,
Coming in, the first one that you come in when you get through the gate, it was replaced.
when?
I'll look at it again.
Because I don't think so.
Well, we did fix the stop sign on the other way going out because it was facing the condo and not facing the way you needed it to stop. So we thought maybe that was one, so we did get that fixed. So we'll have to check it after the wind blows through this hurricane and turn it again, but. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Does Lee, do you have a tentative schedule for Wednesday, Thursday, depending on the storm?
We're still a little far out to know. We look like we're gonna be business as usual.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow and Thursday, but if there's anything that comes up, we will let the community know. You know, if something like Ian happens where it takes that hard right turn, we will go into, our shelter in place, process like we did during that time frame.
It's too early to say just yet, but we've been having meetings and we've got a plan in place, but we're just kind of waiting, so that's why it's important to check the channel out, because tomorrow we'll be providing an update to everyone to kind of share. The biggest question I think is gonna be, because right now tentatively it's gonna be coming through Wednesday night into the overnight hours through Thursday morning. So if anything, breakfast may be in question Thursday morning, because we don't want our team members traveling in if it's really bad and vice, all of those things, and our team members out trying to bring you to breakfast. So we're still looking and seeing what the actual layout's gonna be. So we'll give more of an update tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll have a better clarity.
Yeah, the only thing that we have decided to do is we did unfortunately cancel the chef demo on Thursday, just because we don't know where we're gonna be at during that time frame. But plans right now are to business as usual. We haven't got any kind of word from Cisco. Usually Cisco will tell us they're not gonna be running deliveries, so that's kind of a telltale for us. But we're gonna continue to monitor, and we'll let the community know as we get closer to those final hours for it.
I just wanted to ask you to check the date for the cancellation of the putting. I believe it's this Thursday that
Yes,
there will
we're
be no.
canceling it. It's gonna be on the fifth.
I want to say, so many of our new residents, so many of our new members of the family were not here during the last problem we had with the hurricane. But I do want to assure you, if you are just new customers, please know that we were taken beautiful care of. I mean, beautifully, they handled everything. We were not without food, we were not without care, and in each building, someone was in that building from the staff that was there to help us and be in contact. So please don't be concerned. Whatever will need to be done, they'll take care of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nita. Okay. Well, I wanna thank everyone for your time and attention today. Yes, Lee's got one more thing to say.
Yeah, just in regards to some of the outages we're experiencing, Ally did go over the citrus issue we're having right now. We are starting to kind of feel it in lemons, not too much like we are with the oranges. So just keep that in mind if we do come into a shortage on those. We'll be working on that. And then we also, since this past weekend, I'm sure some of you that look forward to the beef taco salad that we have on Saturday. This past Saturday was a chicken taco salad. This is due to another beef shortage that we're experiencing with ground beef. So ground beef, I tried to place an order for it today as well, and they canceled it out. So we weren't able to receive ground beef over the weekend, and we weren't able to receive ground beef for tomorrow's truck as well. So we're gonna continue monitoring that. It's gonna affect things like our hamburger, a few of the items where we use ground beef. And we'll continue to stay in contact with you guys on any updates for that as well. And the more we kind of get a scope of things, we'll put it into a weekly update as well. Yes.
I think it might be good to mention that the corporate offices are setting up a second supplier, so you have them all, and it'll give you more flexibility. I don't know if everybody realizes that.
Yeah, we can speak on that. So we are in works on getting a secondary supplier as well. So when we've run into issues with Cisco, we have somebody to back up or to rely on. I'm not sure of any kind of updates on that at the moment, but I know that it is being working on by Chef Jody and his team there at the corporate office. So more to come on that as well. So thank you for bringing that up. And trust me, we'll be very thankful to have that secondary supplier in place once we can get that up and running. Yes, Bertha?
Will they be getting oranges from that second supplier?
So oranges is a global issue. It's not just Cisco, it's a global issue.
I go across the street to seed to table and buy a huge thing of
So
$20
you might want to get a good deal with Alfie Oaks.
Where do they get
And
it?
maybe he can work something out with you. So we went over this, we went over this as we were entering, during and after COVID. We all experienced the shortages that happened through and after COVID. And the same thing goes for what we're experiencing right now. The first and foremost people that will get a supply of any kind of shipment is always going to be a grocery store. Grocery store has first pick. So all those grocery store shelves will be stocked first, and then restaurants, healthcare, everything is behind that. So they get first dibs. And it's not just an issue of the shortage, it's also the inflation on those oranges. So where we typically buy a case of 88 oranges, usually runs us about $40 to $50. If we're able to find it right now, it's running to upwards of $150 to $175 for that same case. So there's more factors to it than just not having it in hand. So we're waiting to see that fluctuation. This is going to be something that is going to stretch out a lot further than what we're expecting, just because the Brazilian orchards has been completely decimated by a disease called greening. That's what decimated the Florida oranges in the first place. We used to be one of the highest economical producers of oranges and orange juice and fresh oranges. And over the last 30 years, because of the greening process that's happened in the state of Florida, we've lost that right to being top dog. California is also experiencing it, where we're having the issue with the greening, they're having the issue with the wildfires. So their orchards are burning down. Ours are getting diseased, and then the same thing is happening down in Brazil on top of all the inclement weather that they've been experiencing. So I know you like to get a lot of oranges for doing your fresh squeezed orange juice, but my best bet is if you can find them over at Seed to Table, that's probably going to be the best place you can go. But if you don't want to work out the arthritis or anything, our orange juice is 100% orange juice that we get. It comes from Growers Pride. There's no additives to it. It is as close as you can get to a fresh squeezed orange juice. And we are making sure that we are continuing to supply that. At the end of the day, we figured it's more important to make sure that we have orange juice on hand than it is loose oranges. Jim, I'm sure you have some.
Thank God for the oranges.
Is it pertaining to food? No. Okay, well, so I'll answer yours first, and then, I'll get you the microphone. And then I'll come back to you, Ms. Phelps.
I just wanted to comment that the taste of the food and the food quality has gone up exponentially. And I wanted to compliment the way and all of the workers.
Thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And again, like I always say, that equates to the great team that I have in the back. So I couldn't do what I do without them. And we've just got a really great group of guys back there that really care about what they're doing now. So we've built a good communal team back there. Everybody works very well together. We work through our problems. We listen to you guys and try to do the best we can to keep you guys happy. So I appreciate that, and we'll relay that back to the back house staff. Ms. Phelps?
If anyone has a chance to tour the kitchen, it's amazing. And as a result of that, Bill Hyatt, I doubled my EAF contribution this year. Bill, can you give a quick update? I hope things are getting better.
We are a little bit behind where we were last year.
Just a little? That's good. Just a
Yeah,
little.
for the Employee Appreciation Fund, actually, as of yesterday, we're close to a little bit over 15,000 short of where we were last year. And, you know, we've been putting out communiques and talking to people, and I hope that anyone who plans to give will remember that our collection ends October 31st, so that we can give the hourly employees their money before the holidays. So please think about it and make sure to do what you intend as much as you want to.
Thank you, Bill.
And just to follow behind Bill on that, as you guys know, for those who haven't been here very long and are still kind of getting used to the process, those who have been here, we are not a tipped community. It's something that we do not participate in. Long story short, that's something that we do not do. So it is resident driven to have this employee fund that's donated at the end of the year. And this is the opportunity where you can show your appreciation to those first line or frontline staff. So the people that are washing your linens, the people that are taking care of your maintenance issues, the people that are serving you at your tables, that are making your food. All of those people are a part of that. And the more hours that they put in, the higher of a bonus that they see for that. And it comes just in time for Christmas. So it's a extra little boost for them and their families as well. So when you guys get the opportunity, please, let's show the frontline staff a lot of love.
Add one thing, I've put this on paper, but I haven't had a chance to say it to this large an audience. When we hand the checks to the hourly employees, and I mean we as in we residents, it's done in this room. It'll be announced on a date in November, and I encourage everyone to be here. You will be very pleased to see all the smiles and happy faces on the hourly employees. It's always a great benefit to be at. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm new here, and so is there a procedure that you have envelopes at the front desk or something and where do we return them?
So the question was, she's new here and she's just wanting to know where she can do the donations. I do know for a fact at the concierge desk, there's a small brown box that you can put your donation in there. We need that in an envelope, and then I'll have Bill speak to the rest.
Yeah, that's the place, right on the concierge desk. There is a lockbox there that is emptied regularly. Please make your donation with a check in an envelope, and we'll be happy to have it, and it gets banked right away, and we'll throw it into the total. And hopefully the thermometer out there will be going up a lot real soon.
Thank you.
Just to follow up on the comment that was made regarding the kitchen staff and the quality of food, etc. The quality of food has never been in question, I think. But I've been here about a year and a half, and I've certainly seen the quality of food improve. Also, I have to say, I don't know what kind of training you are doing with the serving group at this point, but that's continuing to improve as well. They are asking more questions, they are responding in a very positive manner, and I think that says a lot about showing them that we want to move forward and reward them in whatever way we can. So good luck with that, And, I hope that the constant training of the serving group continues to go on. They need to be reminded, that we do think their efforts are well worthwhile, and we all have to say thanks every once in a while for what they do. So you are doing a good job.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. One other issue I have.
With
Is
the
there
right
ever-
comes the left.
Has there ever been any thoughts to small plate servings relative? Because the food that you give is wonderful, but there's too much of it.
I'm giving you guys too much food, okay? That's what I want you to take home from that. We suggest, and this will be something that the servers will continue to speak to at the table, if there's ever a point to where you don't feel like a full plate of food or a full entree, just let your server know that you want a half or a small portion, and we can cut that portion down for you. Sometimes like a sandwich or things like that, obviously it's hard for us to make a half of a hamburger. So what we do is we'll send a half of the hamburger out to you, and the other half will come in a to-go box directly to you. So you can take that home, you can heat it up later on in the afternoon or in the morning, wherever you feel like. That way you've got an option to continue to eat on that hamburger but not have the whole portion for it. So again, just let your server know, and they'll be able to
Well,
communicate
there are
to the
people
staff.
like me who don't like to look at an enormous plate.
Sure.
And restaurants offer small plates.
Yes, ma'am, yeah.
My question is, if there ever been a thought about this?
So we don't necessarily offer a small plate. We do have on the left side of the menu, there is a light fare section. We are in the process of doing a revision on that. We're gonna add a couple new items. We're gonna remove the barbecue pork wings because they've gone stale with the community. We're gonna add a few other things to that, but the cocktail shrimp, the quesadilla, some of those things, those are all kind of considered what that light fare is gonna be. But again, if you don't want a full order of wings, just say I want a half order of wings, or I just want maybe one or two rack of lamb bones, not four, things like that.
But I think you are doing a good job.
I'm sorry, we got.
It needs to be done on a continuing training basis.
Yes. So Katie and I have kind of gone back to the drawing board with what we're doing with our new hires that are coming in. Also to speak to the staff themselves, when Katie and I first came into the community, we were just trying to make sure we filled the positions. We were running and operating off of just contract labor, and so we've slowly weaned the contract labor out. We've gone from the full everyday buffet service to a table service, and we started to replace those contract laborers with hires. Now over that time frame, it was a quick draw hire, and we were hit or miss on some of those. We've gotten staffed up to where we've been able to separate ourselves from some of the servers who weren't necessarily in line with what we were looking for to grow the dining program. And right now we're sitting with a really good group of kids and adults that are back there that really care about what they're doing. There's a lot more that are in there that have more experience in serving, and so that really speaks to what they're doing. Coming back, following up at the table, making sure everything's okay, making sure your drinks are getting topped back off. If they don't see anything in your hand, they're going back to check on their tickets to make sure they've been put in properly, things like that. So it's a big work in progress. The wheels are definitely greased now. We're good. We've got a good motion. But again, we've got still got work to do. We're going to continue to drive on that. And just real quick to go back, we were speaking about the employee fund and making those donations. When you write that check out, you need to fill the check out where it's paid to the order of employee.
EAF.
Two ways.
EAF?
You can either just put EAF.
Okay, EAF or
Employee Appreciation Fund.
or you can write out Employee Appreciation Fund.
It doesn't have to say anything about Aspen Gardens, it's an account owned by the residents.
Okay, so hopefully that answers the question for those for.
Well, continue the good work.
Thank you, ma'am. We will.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for your time today. We appreciate it. I'm gonna be here in the interim, the office. I'm in Mark's office. I come in on Mondays and out on Fridays, but I'm here and available, so please stop by. Thank you very much for being kind today to me. I appreciate it. Thank you for your hospitality. Everyone has been so kind and nice, and I thank you. Have a great rest of your day.